July is a month where peak TV shows and peak movies have been dropping, man. We are so blessed to witness F1, Superman the movie, Fantastic Four First Steps. Even though it hasn't been released yet, I do believe that movie is going to be very great. And in between these three colossal giants, these three peak movies, these three peak projects that we are being blessed with in the good month of July, in between the clutter, we are going to look inside and we are going to make an incision cut inside the TV landscape of July, because honestly, there is a sleeper show that just got released that not too many people are talking about, and I'm very shocked because this sleeper show is a continuation of another show, and this other show is so great, it's so peak, and actually ran for 7+ seasons. And this show I'm talking about is Dexter, and the original Dexter from the 2010s. Bro, that show was so good. Currently, I have not actually finished that show yet. I am still on the season where we see Dexter is trying to stop these Catholic/Christian like killings from this weird old man, and he's influencing this young dude that was a former student of him. So I am still in that season. But bro, when I'm watching Dexter Resurrection, I'm realizing that wow, I have not really been up to date in the entire Dexter franchise, because before Dexter Resurrection there was actually a new show called Dexter New Blood, and I am so shocked to see that this show was even a thing. But that show was just following up the events of the original Dexter show, and I was so shocked to witness that so many people died. Deborah died because she got killed by Dexter. LaGuerta died because Deborah was trying to protect Dexter from LaGuerta's investigation. Dexter had to fake his own death because he was outed by LaGuerta, and Dexter had to move, and he did not come into contact with anyone from Florida for 6+ years. And it's crazy to also realize that wow, Dexter, he lied to Harrison, he lied to everyone, and the main part about lying to Harrison is that Harrison is Dexter's son. Dexter lying and faking his own death just so that he can cover up his own actions is very selfish, but it's also very telling to who Dexter is as a character, man, because Dexter is always trying to cover up his dark passenger. But now we are looking at Dexter Resurrection, and the first episode really had me at the edge of my seat. It really made my toes curl because this episode is really returning to form to how Dexter is. And we see a flashback in the beginning of the episode where we witness Dexter. He got shot by his son at the end of the previous series. So now we're looking at Dexter, right? We're seeing that he's in the hospital. He has been in a coma for 6+ weeks. Dexter really is in a bad shape, and we are all actually shocked to realize that Dexter has been let go. He has been let off the hook because he was recently under investigation from Dexter's new girlfriend, Angie, but Angie covered it up. Instead of putting that Dexter was shot by his son, she actually lied in the investigation by saying that she was the one who shot Dexter instead of his own son. And instead of Dexter being investigated for a murder and convicted of that murder, she kind of threw out the entire case, because this place that Dexter is currently in is in a rural type of location, so these type of cases aren't going to be prosecuted stronger than in a city side location. So after this has happened, she leaves Dexter. She tells Dexter in a note that he needs to leave too, and Dexter, he is recuperating in the hospital. But the thing is, we see a lot of cameos, bro, and these cameos were so good because most of these cameos were inside Dexter's own mind. We see a cameo of the Trinity Killer. The Trinity Killer is just telling Dexter that, yup, this is where you're going to be, and they were actually bickering back and forth because Trinity brought up Rita's death. Then we now see another cameo from Dokes, man, and Dokes in this show, bro, when I saw him, I was like, yo, that's my boy. Surprise, motherfucker, that is Dokes. Because Dokes, he was basically telling Dexter that, look, even though I have always known that you were a creepy motherfucker, inside that creepiness, inside that darkness, there is a good person inside of Dexter. So after we see Dexter having these flashbacks of these cameos inside the show, we see what I thought was going to be another cameo inside Dexter's mind, but it's not a cameo in his mind. It's in the real world, and that is Angel. Angel, he was so shocked to witness that someone named Jimmy just somehow got killed, and when he was digging further, he realized that this Jimmy is actually Dexter, and he came all the way from Miami to this location so that he can, chit chat with Dexter. But the thing is, this conversation is more of an interrogation because Angel is basically grilling Dexter with questions. He's asking Dexter, yo, so why did you move? Why did you just relocate? Why did you completely cut off everyone? And the hard questions he was asking was about LaGuardia, because he was telling Dexter, so remember when LaGuardia was having this suspicion that you were the Bay Harbor butcher? It's so weird that after LaGuardia brought this up, she just randomly died, and because she was killed by those cartel members, even though, remember, LaGuardia died by Deborah. So when Dexter is hearing these questions, he's kind of getting uncomfortable, but Dexter knows how to keep his uncomfortability hidden, so then he now kind of cuts it short. But Angel tells Dexter that, look, I'm going to continue this investigation tomorrow. But even as I'm talking about this, I haven't even talked about the elephant in the room, and that is Harrison, because remember, Harrison shot Dexter at the end of their most recent show. So when we see Harrison in New York, Harrison is trying to not think about what happened. He's trying to move on. He meets this blonde girl, and this blonde girl, she is here for some business meeting. But the thing is, the fate of this blonde girl is going to shape how the first half of this season is going to be, because when Harrison, he meets this blonde girl, right, not too long after, he sees this dude named Ryan. This dude is alongside this blonde girl, and this blonde girl, we see that she is inebriated, she is drunk, she has lost control of how her body is moving. But this guy, he's lying and saying that, oh, that's just my wife, she had too many to drink, we're going back to our hotel room. But Harrison knows that that is not his wife, bro. He just met this girl, and when he met her, she told him that she is basically single. And Ryan, like off screen prior to this, told Harrison that he's single too. So when Harrison finds this out, at first he was trying not to help this girl. I ain't gonna lie, I was screaming at my TV. I was screaming Harrison's name. I was trying to scream at the TV so that Harrison can stop the attempted rape of this girl, because if Harrison would have walked away, that shit would be so ass in my honest opinion. But thank God Harrison did not walk away. Harrison, he went inside the room. He at first was trying to be civil, but the dude was being a dickhead, and then Harrison beat his ass. Thank God he beat this rapist's ass, and this rapist was bleeding. He was bloody, but the girl was unconscious, and thank God the rape did not happen. So Harrison, just in a blind fit of rage, grabbed at the top of a toilet seat and just bashed that dude's head in, killing him instantly. But he was continuing to bash his head in. But then after this, Harrison panicked. He cleaned up the scene as best as he could. Then he now relocated the girl's body to a different room. Then he now chopped up that dude's body, because he was taught by Dexter how to chop up a body, like I think in 9 parts, right? So then he chopped up this body, he bagged it up, he now put it near a garbage spot so that the garbage truck can come and pick up the bags. But then the thing is, when the garbage workers were trying to put the bags inside a dumpster, they noticed separated body parts, and this is causing an entire investigation on Harrison. And this investigation has caused Dexter to go to New York, because when Dexter was getting a weekly healthy checkup, Dexter was actually told by the nurse that was checking up on him that there was a crazy murder about someone being chopped up into 9 parts. And Dexter, when he heard that, he instantly knew that that is Harrison. He's the one that taught Harrison how to successfully chop up a human body in 9 pieces so that nothing will really come back to him. So Dexter instantly had to think of a new way to get out of this location. He realized that Angel has arrived right now, so Dexter, he thought of a real diversion to make Angel preoccupied momentarily so that Dexter can run out, he can steal a car and drive straight to New York. He arrived at New York, but he is trying to look over Harrison, but Harrison doesn't want anything to do with Dexter. So for now, Dexter has not really reunited with Harrison. But bro, this entire show so far is fire. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I was shocked that so many revelations that this show had, because I did not watch the second show that released in 2021. I was completely oblivious to that. So when I saw all of these things like Deborah dying, LaGuardia dying, Dexter relocating, Dexter not even telling Harrison where he relocated to, so many of these plot devices that were being told in the OG Dexter show, because I didn't watch up until that point. I am still in the season where Dexter is trying to find and kill these Catholic murderers. But the thing is, bro, this show is fire. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Like, the camera work that this show has is fire. I can't really give you like a real in-depth explanation or a real like example as to why the cinematography is good, but once you watch this show, you're going to know that these niggas that were actually shooting the scenes were cooking. And man, Dexter, he still looks young for his age. Even though he's probably in his middle 40s or his mid 50s, he still looks fairly young. He still looks like he is just waking up from the OG Dexter story. And just seeing the return of Angel, the return of Dokes, the potential return of Rudy, the return of the Trinity Killer, and who knows, we will probably see some flashback scenes or some vision-like scenes with Deborah and with LaGuardia and with Rita. So bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Y'all gotta check out this show so far. It is releasing on Paramount Plus. This season has been great. It has been peak so far, man. July has been a month where we are being blessed and littered with peak. We watched F1, Superman, that was so peak in my honest opinion. We're about to watch Fantastic Four First Steps, which I do believe that movie is going to be peak. And now we are blessed with Dexter Resurrection. Wow, July feels like a great month to be alive, bro. But that's the end of the video. What do you guys think of this season? Let me know in the comments. I'm out. Peace.